What's going on, guys? You know the vibes. I'm just offering real drama and news. In the event that you happen to like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to be giving my thoughts, opinions, and analysis on social issues and current events that's going on in our world today. That sounds like something that interests you? Stay tuned.
Just offering real drama and news.
So, Bronny James, son of NBA virtuoso and the GOAT in my opinion, LeBron James, attended his high school prom this week for Sierra Canyon. Now, you would think somebody with his wealth of influence that the talk would typically be about maybe the suit he wore, the car he drove, or maybe even some over-the-top send-off. But no, all of that was overshadowed by the fact that he took a white girl to the prom. And maybe even more surprisingly, most of the backlash came from other black people. You know what they say, it be your own people, right? You know, for some reason, some black people have adopted this backwards ideology that's real pervasive in our culture. And it says that black people can't be racist. It's impossible. And racism is only a power that's wielded by people who have socioeconomic control over another ethnic group. Racism, by definition, is the prejudice, discrimination, and antagonism directed toward a person because of their affiliation to a particular ethnic group. It's that simple. Has nothing to do with land, money, and power. Dr. Umar Johnson, well-known black activist, knows full well what the definition of racism is, but that doesn't stop him from pushing that dangerous narrative even further. Because apparently, if you don't only date black women as a black man, you're a sellout. He said it with impunity. He knew nothing would happen to him if he said it. Imagine the fallout that would have happened if some well-known white guy or some white guy anywhere had made the same statement publicly on social media. He'd be canceled, and the black intelligentsia would be calling for his resignation and a public apology right now. You know, we can't push for equal rights and opportunities as a people and as a culture while at the same time propagating the same rhetoric that we admonish other ethnicities for having about us. And nobody's an Uncle Tom or a sellout for calling out the obvious. You know, you should be able to love or date or be interested in anybody you want without feeling a need to explain yourself afterwards. Isn't that what we fought for as a people for so many years? How do we turn around and do that to our own people? It's crazy, right? It's an oxymoron, really, if you think about it. It's really an issue more of proximity and class. It's not really crazy to think that he would take a white girl to prom when that's probably 90% of the demographic there. Which use a little bit of common sense, a little bit of logic. But even if it wasn't the demographic, what's the big deal? It's 2022. 60 years after the civil rights movement, and we talking about somebody taking a white girl to prom. We wanted equal rights, not special rights. I mean, you actually had this guy questioning LeBron on his activism based on who his son decided to take to the prom. Isn't that ridiculous? Not LeBron didn't take a white girl to the prom, at least this year. His son did, and somehow his activism and his blackness and his whole culture and his stance on everything that he's ever said is being questioned because his son took a white girl to the prom. I'm still trying to figure out where Dr. Umar's school is that he was supposed to be building 10 years ago. It's almost like a deflection to me. Anytime something comes in the headlines, he chimes in, and it's almost so we can forget the stuff that he promised to black people. Where is that school? LeBron got his school in Ohio. Where's your school, Dr. Umar Johnson, that you've been talking about for the last 10 years that people gave you money for? Why don't you put your energy into that? You know, black men are 2 to 3 times more likely to date outside of their race in comparison to black women. And that number goes up exponentially when you talk about black men with means or wealth or status. Do I know what that is? No. But, you know, at the end of the day, everybody has a choice and has a preference. And it's no indictment on the black woman or the black women in general, because I saw, you know, black men with the same talking points. Oh, you a sellout, bro. I can't believe you. You know, how you took the colonizers to the prom and all this ridiculous stuff, man. It's just like, imagine if white people were saying the same thing on the other end about her going to prom with Bronny. I mean, it would just be Black Lives Matter 2.0. right? I guess somehow because we were slaves in this country at a point in time, that somehow that gives black people carte blanche to say whatever they want to any other race with impunity without them being able to say anything in return. You know, black people, I think we got to be the change we want to see sometime. Is there racism in the world? Is there racism in America? Absolutely. But matching racism with a higher level or equal value of racism doesn't help solve anything. It just makes it worse. It's cyclical. It just all goes in a circle. Well, I should be able to say this because some people I know that's white, they say it. Like, we got to get out of that mentality. I'm just trying to figure out who the sellout is. The black man who happened to take a white girl to the prom, or the other black man who decided to tear down another successful black family and use it as a cheap shot to get some publicity. This might be breaking news to some black people. Come here. Come close. We can be racist too. It's not a condition or something that's reserved exclusively to white people. We can be racist as well. And that's something that we have to hold ourselves accountable to, just like we hold them accountable to it. All right, guys, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. That's going to be it for today. You guys want to be notified when my next video comes out? Please hit the notification bell. I'll catch you on the next one.